What's up, my beautiful people? It is your girl, Jackie B, back at it again with another tea with... Show off the mug. Another tea with Jackie B. And I am currently reading this book called Godless, 150 Years of Disbelief. And clearly, I'm enjoying it. Clearly. And I do plan to talk about a lot of things that are discussed in this book. But what I just read and what was just discussed in this chapter that I'm about to finish is just really sitting with me. And it's like really like heavy. And again, just something my mom was like, go live and talk about it. Don't put it on your story. Don't like just put it out there for people who want to read it, who need to hear it, who want to hear it, and let those people hear it. So basically, this chapter is called 12 Proofs of the Non-Existence of God. And he goes through and he explains 12 logical proofs to prove that there is no God. And the reason that I'm really enjoying this, though, is that he also discusses the objections that you're bound to receive or hear from people. And the one that he just talked about really resonated with me because he said a really common objection that you get from religious people is God eludes you. Very often you'll have people say things like, you have no right to speak of God that way. You present to us a character of God. Don't forget that humanity cannot exist on the same plane as divinity, and God is greater than us and he can't be understood, and all this hoopla, hooty, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to read what he said in response. And I was just like, ah! He says, but gentlemen, allow me in my turn to urge the same faithfulness. Permit me in my turn to recall you to the same modesty. Are not you men as I am? Does God not surpass you as he surpasses me? Does he not elude you just as he eludes me? Would you pretend to move on the same plane as divinity? Would you have the impudence to think and the foolishness to declare that with the stroke of your wings you have climbed to the summits that God occupies? Would you be presumptuous enough to say that your finite brain has embraced the infinite? So like me, be faithful and modest enough to confess that if it is impossible for me to understand and explain God, you're met with the same impossibility. Have the integrity to recognize that if I am not allowed to deny God because I can neither understand nor explain him, you, likewise, are unable to understand or explain him, and you're not allowed to affirm his existence. It is you who first affirmed the existence of God. So it is you who must first put an end to your affirmations. Would I have ever thought to deny God if, when I was very small, belief in him had not been imposed on me? If as an adult I had not heard his existence declared all around me? If becoming a man I had not constantly observed churches and temples raised to God? It is your affirmations that provoke and justify my negations. Stop affirming and I will stop denying. And when I tell you I almost threw this book in the air and I was just like, holy shit, that's literally my life. That's literally my life. That's literally everything that's all the thoughts and things that go through my head that I have no idea how to explain a word. He essentially just said. It blows my mind and it cracks me the fuck up whenever I talk about not believing in God and I talk about how I don't like religion. And people have the nerve to be like, well, we don't understand God. God is bigger than us. We can't understand him. Then why are you talking about it? Why are you so confident that it's there? You just told me that it's bigger than me and beyond my understanding. So what is your human brain doing that mine is not? Who made you? What's your brain made out of? Because it's made out of the same shit that my brain is made out of. So how are you able to grasp and understand a concept that is bigger than we are, but I'm not? Again, and like the way he ended it, I think was perfect. Stop affirming and I'll stop denying. There'd be no reason for me to deny something that you never claimed existed in the first place. Like, period. Does God not surpass you as he surpasses me? If God surpasses me and I'm not allowed to deny him, you're not allowed to affirm it because he surpasses your ass too. And I was just like, yeah, that's a good point. I was just like, wow. And that's the only one that I'm going to talk about for now because, again, I really could go through this book and talk about lots of things that have really just kind of like, shoop, and made my brain just be like, yes, that's what I be trying to say. But that was the one that I felt like I had to share right now. That was what I felt needed to be talked about in this moment, because the more comfortable that I get talking about my distaste for the idea of God and religion, obviously the more negative backlash and feedback that I get from people. But it is a very common theme to be told that I am speaking about something that I don't understand. And that really pisses me off because I'm just looking back like, Well, doesn't that mean that we both speaking about something we don't understand? And I'm not the one making a ridiculously large claim based off of something that I don't understand. I'm the one over here reading books. I'm the one over here doing the work. I'm the one over here doing the research and making sure that I'm not talking out the side of my neck. What about you? And yeah, I'm gonna leave that there before I get too passionate, before I get too into it. And I'm gonna keep reading because this book's good as fuck. Again, Godless, 150 Years of Disbelief. It's a book full of excerpts by a bunch of different philosophers, people, scientists, thinkers, all that good shit. And it's really good. But I will leave you guys with that for now. And I will talk to you guys soon. I hope that you guys have an amazing week. And I hope to talk to you guys later this week to do some more deconstruction and tea spilling and pot stirring. Yeah. Y'all have a good one.